My favorite type of tank, a Peninsula tank. Love these tanks. You get 3 tanks in one. Looks like it's in his living room. Maybe there's a home office on the other side of the desk. We'll get a shot at that in a moment. Nice clean lines here, very modern type of look. Not too big either. I'm guessing this is a, maybe 180 gallon tank here. Owner didn't tell me, so I'm taking a stab at it here. Seeing a yellow chorus wrasse. We got a flame angel in here already. Not stuffed with corals yet. This tank may be new, but it looks like it's on its way. Nice mimic tang there. That's an adult, so he's fully grown. Love the fish. There's a fish that doesn't get a lot of attention. It's overlooked a lot, but as it gets to be an adult, really some unique markings. That's the mimic tang over there on the far right there. So overall, liking what I see so far. Nice clean setup. Let's have another look here. Got a damsel there as well. Not going to give him a hard time about that. That's one of the calmer damsels. Looks like we may even have a sea anemone over here by these 2 bang guys on the left. Let's take a look around here. We've got 2 gyres providing flow on the far end. So that's a little different than what we would normally see a lot of times with vortex. And I saw some Neptune Systems waves on the other side as well. So this would be a corded tank. No vortex in here, but still giving a nice presentation. So I'm seeing some coral growth here, young corals. We got some encrusting and was there as well. Looks like we had a clam that was in the clam hangout, but now it's gone, but it's thriving. Loving this 50-50. Looks like this may be a war coral down here in the front. That's a unique piece. I wonder if he created that himself. Lots of room for SPS. I mean, besides the SPS that is growing, this is kind of interesting. We've got fully grown out over here on the far right side, and then it's like frags as you move to the left. I wonder if that was by design, but some healthy colonies here with plenty of room to add in. Personally, I'd like to see a little more SPS in here. This guy may just be really being picky about his corals. Let me back up. I would like to see more LPS. We've got some nice SPS over here. Like to see a little more mix of the LPS if he was going for a mixed reef. Maybe he's an SPS guy, which is fine as well. Just weighing in on what I would personally do if this is my setup. I'm digging this mimic tang. I can't get my eyes off him. I love them when they're in their adult colors scheme there. I'm wondering how this flame angel is doing. Maybe that's why he doesn't have any LPS, because he has that flame. But a nice shot down the tank. This is what I'm talking about. We just saw one side. Now we're looking down the long edge. This is like a whole nother tank. Then we're going to go over to the other side, hopefully, and get a shot down that end. One of the reasons I love Peninsulas is 3 tanks in one. So we got the gyres here providing the flow. Not obtrusive. We have the magnets on the outside of the tank, but that's it. Living this little archway. Now, personally, this archway is a little close to the glass for me. It can be hard to clean around that, especially if he puts corals on here and they grow out. I would personally move it away. I like the aquascaping. I like the work that he's put into it. I would push it away from the glass a little bit. Digging this mint pavona over here. Look, I mean, the sand bed is clean. It looks like we had a goby over there, and that may be doing the work. This is a very well-kept tank. Very clean tank, very sleek-looking design. It's looking really good. It's going to have, I would love to see this tank in a year or two and see how it's filled in. Got a Foxface doing the Foxface thing over here, hiding, acting a little freaked out for no reason at all. It happens whenever I turn the camera on them, or I see a camera turned on them. Here's Frag Island over here on the right. And look, here's what I'm talking about. We had all the SPS on one side. Now, in terms of colonies, now we're moving more into frags, and it's all in the same tank. Okay, so I'll be picky here because this guy's got some nice SPS that are starting to get grown out. Likes a little different variety in color. We've got some teals, we got some greens, you got some pink and yellow back over there. Hopefully there's a red planet in here, maybe a pink lemonade, just to mix up the color choices of the SPS. Sure, you can pick SPS and LPS, but mix up your colors. We got every color of the rainbow in the ocean. Go ahead and use it. Nice grown-in rock in the sense of it looks like it's colored in coralline. That may be Carib Sea life rock or real reef that makes it look grown in, or it may just be an aged tank with lots and lots of coralline. All right, everything is looking good on this tank. This is other side of the peninsula. Curious if those are air bubbles or if that's just sand going around in the tank because of the gobies. Gobies can sift too much, so they can be helpful and be harmful. Okay, So this is a Peninsula. I liked how we used the corner of the room to form one side to block off the plumbing. Now we have this side left open. Now let me just say this. Some people like plumbing. I think plumbing is cool. I personally wouldn't want to look at this plumbing exposed over here on the left side of the tank all the time, but the owner may like it. So hey, if it floats your boat, go with it. I personally would cover it up. Maybe that's going to come in time. Maybe he just likes it open. And we have another tank. It's like two tanks right next to one another. That's cool. Maybe they're plumbed together because those pipes are going through the wall. Maybe we'll get a shot at this fish room. That's what's in here. Go faster. I want to see what's. Let's zoom in here. Okay, so it looks like we got a little bit of algae going on the tank. Maybe one tank, the Peninsula gets all the love, and this in-wall gets part of the love. This also may be display refugium. We got some macro in here of a couple different types. We've got a goby in here as well. So maybe this is the refugium. Now, the owner didn't tell me in the video. Some of you were commenting that I should listen to what the owner's telling me. In this case, he didn't tell me. So I'm guessing that this is going to be the refugium. All right, now we get to see what drives both of these tanks. Let's see if they're plumbed together. So we have a RODI unit on the wall down to brute trash can mixing station. This can work. We covered it in our mixing station series. Some people like the tall containers like I have. You can certainly get the job done with brutes. All right, here's the sump and use of blue plumbing to Neptune Systems core. This guy is very likely a control freak because we have Neptune System Wave, we have Neptune System core pumps acting as the two return pumps. So nothing wrong with that. Terrence and the crew at Neptune, you're looking at a control freak here. All right, we have some a dosing pump that's likely powering the calc. I like the use of this wire channel to wrangle up the cords. So look, you could beat them up and be like, well, it's not clean between the apex and the wire channel. Well, true. But he's not just leaving this out with cords running all over the place. So he's making an effort. I'm happy with it. I'd be okay with leaving it that way. That way, if you want to change a cable, you don't have to cut through zip ties to get to it. Just pop off the cable on that wire channel, and you're good to go. UV here on the wall, and another dosing pump. This looks like it says acro power on there, so there may be dosing amino acids. And he's got a different color tube on that. I mean, he's color-coded everything. I dig it. That way you know what is what when you go to trace lines. Good job there. We have flow sensors going in. Nice little shelf. So look, here's a way to do a fish room more on a budget. Looks like some DIY shelving, sumps on the floor. This can work. We've got a basic sump here. I like how he has a lid that's cut around the skimmer. He's got little access lines there coming in and out. Well, that might be a DIY type of solution, but it looks good. It's working for the guy. Simple sump. We got a skimmer in here, filter stock chamber, and a return pump chamber. Not much to it. I'm betting that other tank that I looked at, that in wall, is a Refugium. Otherwise, we'd probably see it down here in the sump. Looks good though. So he's using some blue tubes and some orange tubes. I wonder if the blue goes to the Refugium or this tank that's the in wall. Yep. Here we go. So the blue tubes go to the in wall. The orange tubes go to the Peninsula. That's cool. If you got two tanks plumbed into one, I like it. That's a nice touch. And look, you got a little hidey hole right there. Back up just a minute. You got a little hidey hole right there in the in wall or the Refugium. Be like, hey, what's going on? You can have a leak there in the little mouse. It looks like one of those, remember the old cartoons where the mouse came out of the little like dome in the wall? That's what it's reminding me of. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and say this is a Refugium. We've got mangroves. We saw the macro on the other side. Nice little display Refugium. That's something different. We don't get to see that every day, especially when it's, here's your tank, here's a display Refugium. Often that Refugium is in the fish room and you don't see it unless you go back there. He has, looks like his maintenance written on the wall, which is cool. So look, here's two ways to do it. One, he has an iPad with all of his Apex dashboard right there. You can access it electronically, put it inside of Apex Fusion, put it inside of a note on your iPad, and or this guy has it up on the wall as well. Nice dry erase pad. What he did, when he did it, either way, it's working for him. I like that he's logging it down so he can keep an eye on things and he can remember. Well, since he's not going to remember, he wrote it down and he knows what's going on. So unique system there with, let me back up so you get another quick overview of it. We have the Peninsula here, which is a nice tank. It looks very good. And then we have a display Refugium right next to it. as an in-wall. Really unique system. Cool to see both. I'd love to see some more macro in this refugium. It may not be growing that much because the nutrient load isn't that high. Overall, really unique system. Digging the display refugium. Let's get some more corals in it and some more macro as well.